10 years ago, on February 3rd, 2015, the 14th and penultimate episode of Star Wars Rebels Season 1 aired on DisneyXD. The episode is Rebel Resolve. This episode follows the events of episode 13, Call to Action, where Ezra and the Ghost Crew broadcasted a message of hope to inspire hope and action against the Empire, and Kanan let himself be captured by the Empire to make sure the rest of the Ghost Crew could get away. So the episode follows all that, and we cut between Kanan being interrogated by the Grand Inquisitor and by Grand Moff Tarkin, and the Ghost Crew trying to rescue him. First, I'm just going to address the stuff going on with Kanan. It's mostly pretty box standard interrogation. The Empire is getting nothing out of him. Kanan has he's not saying anything. He also doesn't know anything to say as well. But eventually they decide to take him someplace else that has never failed to extract a confession from prisoners. We'll get back to that later on. But the Ghost Crew, they're trying to rescue Kanan. So the first thing they do is they attack a Imperial walker in a small town to try to tap into Imperial communications, but they get nothing because the communication tower was destroyed at the end of the last episode. That's, in my opinion, very good on following through on the consequences of what their actions cause. Not only did the Empire destroy the communication tower so they can't use it to tap into Imperial networks, but also the Empire is giving them more attention. Hera has a conversation with Fulcrum, where Fulcrum says that the Empire is paying more attention to rebel activity, and that in order to protect their cell, they need to go to ground and hide a little bit to hopefully have the Empire forget about them. Hera is not totally happy with leaving Kanan behind, but unlike the rest of the Ghost Crew, she does understand the logic behind it, and she decides, yeah, they probably do need to lay low for a while. But of course, the rest of the Ghost Crew, no. So Ezra and Sabine and Chopper hatch a plan in order to go and get some information. Zeb is roped into this as well, and he has no problem once he learns what they're doing. Chopper distracts Hera, while Zeb, Sabine, and Ezra fly the Phantom to Vizago. So this is the crime lord they've occasionally worked with on the past in order to get supplies and all that, but this time they're going to try to see if he has any information to help them in their quest to rescue Kanan. So, at first, the Vizago does not want to cooperate, but when Ezra reveals that both him and Kanan are a Jedi, that if he helps them, they'll have they'll repay the favor at some later time. Ezra initially adds in within reason, but Vizago will not have that. Maybe some more negotiations, but hey, Ezra is still, growing up as a character and all that. And I do remember in a later episode this does come to play, but that won't be till next season at the earliest. But Hera finds this out. She figures out what they're doing, mainly because she knows Chopper so well, and she knows Chopper's trying to hide something from her. And either she got a confession out to Chopper, or she just guessed what they were doing. Either way, she's there, and basically she hopes that the information is good, given what he just gave away. And Ezra actually did get some pretty decent information, though I'm surprised they couldn't figure this out themselves. But what the Empire is doing with the communication tower being destroyed is using courier droids in order to relay communications, orders, and all that between the different bases and ships. So what they decide to do is they ambush a squad that's escorting a courier droid, paint Chopper up to look like it, and send Chopper on its way. Chopper gets in on the ship, gets the information, and then extracts himself, while spacing for stormtroopers. Little war criminal. They also, to have a brief firefight with that ship that Chopper was on, and during it, the courier droid puts out a fire that was preventing Zeb from being able to engage the Imperials. And afterwards, Zeb is like, and Sabine, and Ezra was like, yeah, let's keep him. Chopper's not happy and pushes the droid out, and it falls to the ground with us all. Thankfully, the courier droid does survive and looks like it's going to be living the rest of its life among loft cats. As I recall, we don't ever see this droid again, but I think it would have been neat if we did see that. But at the very end, they do go through the data they got, and they discover where the Empire is sending Kanan, to the Mustafar system. And Hera says that she's only heard that name once from Kin, who said it was a place where Jedi go to die. Now that's something that I can be taking note of because it can be interpreted 2 different ways. So let's go with first the dualist explanation of that. Us, the audience, know that's where Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel after Anakin fell to the dark side, where Anakin was cemented as Darth Vader. I would say it happened when he killed the Jedi younglings, but given the narrative, I think George Lucas was going for Mustafar was where Anakin truly died. Any chances he had at returning to the light in that moment, where with Padme, they were gone. It was until Luke came around, there was no other chance. So Anakin died on Mustafar. That's very much the dualist explanation, but also from a Watsonian explanation. I believe there's a reference somewhere in some Star Wars media that said that's where Anakin Skywalker died in universe. Again, I'm not quite sure what work. You can let me know that in the comment section down below, but that could work too. But there's another context that did not exist when this episode aired. The Star Wars Jedi games, specifically Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and related, you see this in Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. Fortress Inquisitorius, which is on the planet Nur, which is a neighboring planet to the planet Mustafar in the Mustafar system, where Inquisitors take Jedi, where they torture them, where they put trophies. It does make sense in retrospect. Now, was this something they had in the back of their heads about Fortress Inquisitorius being near to Mustafar back when they made this episode? Maybe, maybe not. But that is a neat additional enrichment that future Star Wars stories have done to this story, and I really just love that, and I think it's a great way of expanding the world where we can look back on something where it made sense back when the show was made and makes even more sense now. And that's not even mentioning the fact that Darth Vader's castle is on Mustafar, which we first see in Rogue One, which came out in 2016. And that was probably already in development back when this episode was being developed. So there's a good chance that's what they might have been thinking behind the scenes. But regardless, it works, and the future works only have further enriched it. Because I know where the episode is going, I don't need to speculate that they're going to rescue Kanan and go to the Mustafar system. But this episode ends with that to be continued. This was designed to be that cliffhanger, and it's an effective cliffhanger. It leaves us with that dread about, oh crap, what's going to happen on Mustafar? Is Kanan going to survive? It's a very effective cliffhanger. And yes, I know where the story is going to go, but it's still, in my opinion, very effective. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest videos. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.